Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I will be going over which of these is going to be the best, cheapest colored pencils. Starting off is probably the most well-known brand for cheap art supplies out there, and that is going to be Crayola. Next up is a newer brand called Mondo Llama, and this is from Target. And just as long as Crayola has been around, so has this brand. So of course we had to pick up the craZart 24 count as well. So let's see how this goes. Alright guys, so first I want to take a look at the outside of the boxes and kind of see what each brand is claiming that their product does. First up, I'm going to just go from left to right here. I have the Crayola colored pencils. I do love the layout on the back that they show you each color and the way that it's like laid out. I think that's super cute. Made with 100% wood from well-managed forests. We love to see it. So these don't really make any sort of like big guarantee. Not really a whole lot going on the outside. Next up is the Mondo Llama. It does also say 100% wood from well-managed forests. So again, we love to see it. Recycled paper box. And it also has the layouts of the color on the back with like a little tree or some sort of floral picture here. Also, I'm in the tail end of a hurricane, so if there is a lot of rain and noise in the background, I apologize. Last up, we have craZart, bright, vivid colors made with real wood, artist quality, sharpened, thick, strong lead. And then here is the back. They are just showing some other products that they offer. So that is just a quick look at what some of the brands claim that their product will do. And then for the paper, I have just printed out this little sheet I came up with on the Strathmore colored pencil paper. I just think having a really good quality paper is going to help elevate any supplies, no matter, you know, if it's a cheaper and obviously a better one. So get good paper. And here I have the 3 blues from our 3 sets. craZart, you can kind of see it has a lot of like splintering, like almost like glued together wood. Crayola feels a little bit smoother, but you can definitely see where like there could be splintering. This one honestly feels the best. The Mondo Llama, it looks like real wood and it just feels really smooth. So we'll see how these actually, you know, hold up once they get onto the paper. So up first, we have this craZart, and to be completely honest with you, I thought this was going to be complete ass when it went down, but it was a lot smoother than I thought. So I don't know if they changed their formula, but I really thought this was for sure going to be last place for me. Mondo Llama went down really, really smooth. I could get super, super light, and I could build upon it. So that was really, really good. And then kind of the same with Crayola. I would say Mondo Llama and Crayola felt the same, you know, both very smooth. I can get super, super light coverage. One thing I did notice is that Crayola and Mondo Llama have a lot duller color, and I did kind of prefer the pigment in the craZart. So for the colorless blender, this is the only one that I really use so far. It is the Prismacolor Premier. Don't ask why it's sharpened like this. I don't really know why this is sharpening so bad lately, but this is the only one that I've used so far. There is like I believe a Derwent it's called, that I want to try. I'm gonna go ahead and get the colors down onto the paper, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of see like how each one of these does on here. So going in with this colorless blender here, I really didn't notice a huge difference between the 3 brands, honestly. I think they all blended out pretty well. You just kind of have to take your time if you've never used one of these. You know, you don't want to like hurt the tooth of the paper or anything, but no major complaints. They all smoothed out. The only thing I will say is if you haven't used a wax blender, some people don't like the residue, or it leaves like a sheen in the light on your paper. You'll kind of see right here with the 3 results, you can see the difference, but just be careful with that. For the next section, I thought I had a blending solution, but I do not. So this liquid colored pencil blender will have to do for right now. If you guys are looking for a blending solution, I recommend Zest It. It's super awesome. But if you are in a pinch and you need something and you kind of want like a different texture for your drawing, you can pick this up from Michaels. I do think this felt side works a little bit better, but overall, I think Mondo Llama and Crayola blended out about the same. You know, it was very smooth, very easy to blend. Again, I didn't go back in the lighter sections like I would, but it was pretty good overall. I will say with craZart, you can see it is a lot more pigmented. So I will give it to him there. Again, I do love the pigment in this and thought it blended out really well. For the next section, I'm just doing a light to dark gradient using the single color blue. Here's where some problems are presenting themselves with this craZart. I don't know what was going on, but the pencil is like scratching the paper, and it's like the more I used it, it was hard to get like an even color onto the page. I don't know, it was getting very strange and super waxy. So that was a little frustrating. Moving on to the Mondo Llama. Again, it's really smooth. It's really easy to get a nice light side to this, which is a really big plus. However, for me, it seems like once this pencil gets to a certain point on the darker side, you can't really build anymore. Like, it just kind of gets to like a medium blue and then you stop. And then there is no navy blue or darker blue in this kit. So you have to use neighboring colors if you want to get a darker blue. And then with the Crayola, honestly, this one blended out fine. I think overall it was my favorite one. I was able to get a really smooth gradient. The light side was really light. I was able to build upon it on the dark side. And then at the very end, I do go in with a black and white colored pencil, just kind of for funsies, you know, to enhance each light and dark sides and just add to the depth of the light to dark contrast. But here are the results for that. All right, so the next is blend 3 colors. We're going to change it up. We're going to go to these 3 colors. Got yellow, light green, and green from the craZart. So I'm gonna blend these bad boys out, and then once we have those on the paper, we'll obviously move on to the other 2 brands. So let's go. So with the craZart, I feel like it wanted to blend well together, but it was getting really waxy at points. The darker side of this, the 2 greens, blended a lot better, I would say, than the yellow and the green. And you know, I tried to really take my time, really smoothly, lightly layer, but I don't know, there was just something really going on there. Crayola was fine. They blended really well. I was able to get a really smooth gradient. Again, it's just with this kind of shading, I think, especially with the cheaper supplies, you just really have to take your time and just lightly layer and switching back between those colors. But I was okay with Crayola. I thought it did okay. The same with Mondo Llama. I didn't really have any major issues there. I actually really liked the way that gradient came out. I think, you know, from light to dark across the board, it was really smooth, really pretty looking. And I thought that the colors really complemented each other well. So I think if I had to choose, I would say Mondo Llama and Crayola definitely came out on top for this section. Moving along, we are on to layering 2 colors. I just kind of chose the blue from before and a red, and I was hoping to create a purple in the middle of all these colors. So again, I think that Crayola had a really smooth blend overall. You can kind of see right there. Mondo Llama, I don't know. It's like the colors were dull to me, and it was hard to really get like a vibrant like gradient overall, I guess, and the purple in the middle just seemed really I don't know how to explain what's going on there. Again, with the craZart, I love the pigment. I think on both ends it is really vibrant, it's really pretty, but it seems like the more you try to build with these, again, it just gets like super waxy. But you know, just wanted to push myself, not a colored pencil expert, just out here having fun with it. But here are the 3 different results. Let me know down below which one is your favorite. I think I'm gonna have to go with Crayola. For this next section, I just got these Ohuhu markers in. Finally, I've been waiting. And I think I was just so excited to use them. I really didn't pick the best gradient that I could have to complement the colored pencils. So this whole section is truly just sad. But obviously when you're working, you know, not only with a cheaper brand, but a smaller just set in general, you're going to have that working against you. So obviously I only had the 4 colors to try to blend with. And Typically, I just use colored pencils to enhance my marker artwork. I don't really, use them to go like full blast on anything, but just overall, I don't know what happened. Obviously I'm using an alcohol marker on colored pencil paper, but this gradient was just pure trash. I actually disliked how much I messed this up, and I know that it's my fault that I went back in with pink markers, and I will show you that it is so much better next to this orange. Look at her. Look at the difference. So again, I just needed to calm down and pick the right markers that complemented each other, but look how pretty the pink is. Honestly, craZart kind of popped off on this one, but let me know what's your favorite. And then since we're dealing with these bright, colorful pencils, I wanted something that would match that same energy. So I went online and just searched for bright, colorful photos and actually came up with the Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem from the Muppets. So I thought that would be really cool. And I just searched different images and kind of pulled what I like from each image. And I came up with this as a final result. So without any more waiting, let's get to coloring. All right, guys, and there you have it. That is the final result. Let me know down below which one was your favorite. I think I'm personally going to have to go with Crayola as the winner. Maybe I will keep this series going. Let me know down below if that's something that you guys would like to see. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one.